Australian Grand Prix 2018, Lewis Hamilton loses out to Sebastian Vettel in F1 opener. Had he just relied on his finely tuned racer's instincts rather than defer to what the Mercedes boffins were calculating on the pit wall, then it would have been a stroll in Albert Park. Instead it was the computers which won out, and rather than launching his campaign for a fifth driver's crown with a crushing victory, it was his Ferrari rival Sebastian Vettel who had the last laugh. Just 24 hours after blitzing the lap record and taunting the German over his claims of a party mode power boost button, the post-race champagne left a sour taste in the mouth of the defending champion. It is such a team effort, but then you are relying on computers, on data and so much technology to come out with the right strategy, admitted the 33-year-old. I wish it was more in my hands because I feel like I drove as good as ever. I was really happy with how I was driving. But I will take that on to the next race and I will try to grow from it. I had extra tools so I could have been further ahead by the first pit stop and could have been further ahead after it. There were so many good things we could have done. But if one thing is telling you something and you think you are doing it to the book and to the limit, then there is nothing you can do. Hamilton was in complete control after powering away from pole, but instead of pushing ahead he opted to control the gap rather than risk an engine blowing so early in the season. But it all started to go wrong when the Haas car of Romain Grosjean stopped on the track with race officials imposing a virtual safety car to answer Vettel's prayers. Grosjean's teammate Kevin Magnussen had stopped a couple of laps earlier after being released despite a wheel nut issue. It led to immediate recriminations among the helmeted mechanics and a £10,000 fine for the team. The VSC period restricts the pace of cars on the track and makes it more advantageous to make a pit stop. Hamilton had already come in to cover Kimi Räikkönen in the other Ferrari, but Vettel, in third, hadn't. The Mercedes race computers were telling the team that Hamilton could afford to be 15 seconds adrift and still regain the lead. In fact, he was only around 12 seconds behind when Vettel stopped, but the numbers proved wrong, and to his horror the Ferrari emerged just fractions ahead. He added, "In my mind I was racing Sebastian, but the Ferraris have got two jacks, so they pit one guy, which forces you to protect yourself from the undercut. But I was like, let's look out for Vettel because that is who I am racing. It feels like a dark cloud but it is not. It is still a positive result, we still got second." Hamilton was left chasing for the final 26 laps of the 58-lap race and did make one attempted lunge to regain the lead, but locked up his tires. After that, he opted to take the points and protect his power plant, knowing it should surely be his ace against the Ferrari jacks with 20 races still left. Hamilton finished 5 seconds down as Vettel claimed his 48th career win, also becoming only the 4th driver to celebrate 100 podiums. Hamilton, Alain Prost and Michael Schumacher are the others. "I gave everything, all my ability and my tools to get in range," added Hamilton. "But it felt like my best friend was on the edge of a cliff and I could not drive close to him, that's how hard it was to overtake. I had older tires but was able to get close, but it was like a magnet, you can't get the magnet past a certain region. I thought that I should sit back and save my engine. That goes against my spirit of racing because I want to race down to the line." It was not exciting for the fans because they would want to see a battle to the end, but I want to finish the season with those three engines. Vettel, 30, said, "We got a bit lucky with the safety car. It was what I was praying for. It was not a lucky day for the sport, though, with all the talk post-race about deltas and software rather than wheel-to-wheel action."